never know, it might be. Looks like that is live. Hope it's live. Hope it is. Evening everyone, Mike here, Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. Kath over there in hot seat, so if you've got any comments or questions that I don't react to, feel free to drop her a quick message. Just put at Kath or at Kath Churchill. I'm not even sure what your username is on there. What is it? At Kath Churchill?
I don't know actually. Hold on, I'm writing comments.
Who knows? She's writing a comment, so you'll find out very shortly. Good evening, one and all. Hopefully you're having a chilled out Sunday evening, and hopefully we'll be continuing in that vein and chilling out into the late hours of Sunday evening, or maybe Sunday afternoon, or even Sunday morning, depending where you are, or maybe even Monday morning. Who knows? The world is a funny place. So today it is the 11th of April, 2021. How are you all doing? Hopefully you're all doing really well. Good to see a few of you in the chat already. Actually, can you see that on the screen? Sorry, I'm just readjusting everything. I can't see things because old man eyes. So on tonight's stream, we'll be doing mostly some Q&A. So don't forget, if you've got any really pressing questions, preferably tech related, but I don't mind either way, feel free to put them in the chat section for the live chat. If you're watching this as the video on demand or a replay, feel free, drop a comment in the comment section, ask any questions you want to, or of course, as always, you can join our rather fantastic Discord chat, which most of the people in the chat at the moment are probably members of already. But for those of you that are watching this for the first time and wondering, who the hell is this slightly rotund Bristolian boldy person, then you can find out more by subscribing and joining our Discord and having a chat and all that kind of usual stuff. Yeah, I'm witchering on as per usual. So lots of things have been happening over the last few weeks. I haven't done a couple of live streams due to sort of family circumstances, etc. It's been a little bit of a very kind of trying time recently. So yeah, we're trying to get through that, work through it, and carry on, head onward even into the rest of the year with a more positive outlook. And yeah, 2020, 2021 so far has been somewhat of a bitch. And I don't mean a female dog. It's been horrendous, what with world goings on, etc. And also obviously trying to build PC at the moment is literally like trying to find unicorn turds in your back garden. Now I've had a look in our back garden and there's definitely no unicorn turds. There's some regular ones because we've got cats, and there's been some badgers, I think, and possibly even foxes.
They don't know the rule of using the neighbour's garden.
Yeah, the cats don't kind of get the idea of using Dave's next door. Dave, if you're watching, and Pat, sorry about the cats.
But they don't use that garden.
Yeah, we tell them not to, kind of, but they can't help themselves. They're animals. They're silly animals, and they do their things where they want to. And starting off the evening with a super chat, good old Bob, Ugly Bob as he's known, or Uggs as he's known to us, with a £5 super chat. It says, welcome back guys, we've missed ya. Well, you should aim harder. I am a rather large target, so yeah, you should have me firmly in your crosshairs. Thank you very much, Bob, appreciate that. And thanks for all of you for joining us in this Sunday night stream. I know we don't normally do a Sunday, so it's a little bit of an unusual one. We might be doing some more live streams on a more regular basis during the week. I've got a lot, and I mean a lot, of catching up to do with various products which we've been sent. We've taken a little bit of a hiatus for the last couple of days. You've all seen some videos come through. Luckily, like I've said before previously, we generally tend to keep kind of videos. We try and keep like a couple of weeks worth of videos in like a backlog. So if anything happens to us personally, whatever, electricity, internet outage, all that kind of stuff, then hopefully we don't deprive you of your daily Mike's Unboxing fix. You sad, sad people. But anyway, so there it is. It's all been done. Sky Stalker is with us, and pleased to say Sky Stalker is no longer wearing a medical gown. He is firmly ensconced at home, I believe, and enjoying actual real people clothes. So well done. Hopefully now your testicles are feeling slightly more supported in their daily endeavours. Probably less said about that, the better. But this is a Sunday night chill out stream. For those of you that don't know, there potentially may be the occasional cuss word, and there may be the occasional profanity and possibly even rude gestures. So if you're of a certain age or of a certain disposition where you don't appreciate that kind of thing happening in your YouTube feed, then do one. This is for the grown-ups. Kind of. Although we're all kids really, aren't we? Anyway, I'm digressing already. So it would be very, very traditional to say hello to those of you that joined us for the stream. So we've got Ghost Adder is with us. Thank you, Ghost Adder. Ugly Bob, obviously. Skystalker's in. Dom's with us. Waldo135. Also, there is Matthew Day. Says, just done my dinner. I'll be finished by the time it starts. That was from the pre-stream amble. So hopefully you finished your dinner. What do you have for dinner today, Matthew? Is it a usual Sainsbury's yellow sticker special? Is it Sainsbury's that do yellow stickers, or is it...
I think they all do, don't they?
Co-op? No, not Co-op.
Tesco definitely do.
What's that big one out at Filton?
Asda.
Asdal. As we say in Bristol. Asdal. Here, mate. You going down Asdal for some of them bargains?
They're oopsies, aren't they?
Oh yeah, oopsies. Got to get your stuff with the oopsie label on, so you get it discounted. You can feed an entire family of 5 or more for about £1 if you go at the right time. It's pretty awesome. Outlaw Fets with us says, hey ladies and gentlemen. Well, we may have some ladies in the crowd, but gentlemen, I would very much doubt it. Who else we got? Who else we got? Captain Meat's Adventure says, hey bro, glad you're back. Thanks, Captain Meat, I'm glad to be back. I think, so far. To be honest with you, it was one of those things of almost a necessity, because YouTube have actually been screwing the pooch recently with our viewing figures and all that kind of usual stuff. It's almost like they've been punishing me for not doing live streams. So, screw you, YouTube, we're back. Give me some damn money. And subscribers, please. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Matthew Day says, a 1-star chili microwave thing. Yellow stick it, of course. Yes, my brother. Ivory Wolfman's with us, says, hey everybody. And Zed says, hello all. Ugly Bob dabs. I'm not doing it. Who else we got with us? Kath Churchill, clearly, because you're there. John Sullivan says, hi guys, long time. Hope you're well, Mike and Kath. Yeah, we're doing okay. We're on... Spring is... Well, actually I'll say spring is... The weather at the moment is absolute crap. 1 minute it's sunny and nice and it's kind of in the mid-teens in Celsius, which is pretty nice if you're in the UK. Kind of, for us, it's kind of nice. We've had some pretty nice weather days, but it's recently it's been weird, and then we get snow in April. It's like, we've had Easter, Jesus has risen, allegedly, and we're getting snow. We should be having sunshine and little rabbits running around. Very strange. Very, very strange. Taylor says, hello all, missed the lives. Thank you, Taylor. It's very kind of you to say so. John Sullivan says, ooh, Flash. Oh, God. Let's not start that again. Aquelis Multimedia says, tip. This is a good tip for all of you out there in viewerland. Don't try and find a graphics card. Don't. It's not good for your health. And there's another super chat coming from our Canadian bestie, Skystalker. $10 Canadian. Thank you very kindly, sir. I'm not sure what the message is. I'll get to that shortly, because if I go past this and I scroll past it now, I'm going to be in a whole world of hurt and I'm never going to find my place. So, Ricardo says, Flash. Nick Barnes says, hi everyone, Line of Duty or Mike's Unboxing? No contest. Well, I hope you enjoy Line of Duty. That's all I can say. Who else have we got with us? Nick Barnes. Markovsky says, evening all. Markovsky says, there was a 3800X on UK Hot Deals this week, but pre-order date end of May. Yes, for those of you that are outside of the United Kingdom, we have in the UK a rather fantastic website. Well, we don't, but we have access to Hot UK Deals, which actually is a pretty good source of finding bargains. Now, we have a Discord member, Seam at Night, who is pretty much addicted to finding bargains. And if you're looking for bargains, again, our Discord, go into the bargain section. There's a whole ton of things. And generally by kind of 9 AM in the morning, Seem Tonight has plastered the page with loads of bargains. So if you're looking for bargains, you're looking to build a PC, you're looking for some really good price parts in the United Kingdom, definitely either UK Hot Deals or Hot UK Deals, or of course our Discord, where a lot of those good deals do get copied. Some of the deals on UK Hot Deals or Hot UK Deals, whichever it's called anyway, you get the idea. Some of the deals aren't necessarily deals. They are cheaper or less than what they have been, but they're not what we would consider a deal. Not something that you actually grab your wallet, grab your credit card, type in your digits into whatever store it is, whether it's CCL, eBuyer, AWDIT, eBay, whatever it is. Yeah, some of the deals aren't quite deals, but the ones that Seem Tonight posts are certainly deals, and also the other guys and girls that post the deals in there. Myself, Calf, who else? Sky Stalker, not recently, for obvious reasons. Ugly Bob has definitely put some in there as well. Definitely some good deals in there, which is what we're all looking for. The 3300X, I think, for me now, personally, has kind of lost its charm. There's a lot of competition in that low range at the moment from Intel, which is something that I don't think a lot of us expected. It's a really unusual situation where AMD just cannot fulfill that budget section anymore. Even some of the mid-range section is becoming very hard to fulfill. So if you are a PC builder and you're building for somebody else, or maybe you're just building because you want to upgrade, or you've been given a furlough check, or your what do they call it in America, the stimulus check or whatever it's called, and you're thinking, right, I need a PC, this is the time, I've got some money, what can I do? It's extremely difficult to get. If you're looking at AMD, realistically, the choices are at the moment pretty much the 3100, if you can find one. They're like semi-unicorn poop. Then you've got the 3600, which does make an appearance every now and then. And actually, we have seen this week the 3600 drop down to in the region of about £150, £155, which for me, I think is a fantastic price for it. If you consider the Ryzen 5 2600 has been retailing for around about 120 recently, if not more, an extra £30 for the 3600 is a fantastic upgrade. If you are maybe on a 1600 or a 2600, or maybe you're looking at a Ryzen 3 and you're maybe on a 3100 and you're thinking, oh, could do a bit more horsepower, I want to do some video editing, or some of the games are starting to show their age a little bit. The 3600, as we've always said, it was basically the leader for a long time. But Intel now, with their 1100 series, or 11,000, or 11,000 series, 11th gen basically, there are some compelling options there. The 11400 is looking to be pretty bloody good. So 6 cores, 12 threads, not unlocked, but some boards can actually up that TDP to make it squeeze out a little bit more performance out of that already squeezed architecture. I am considering pulling the trigger on a 11400 and a B560 motherboard. I really am. Again, let us know in the comments, what do you guys think? Is it now a good time to jump on board that Intel gravy train and maybe go for 11400? Maybe even 11600? Possibly not quite such a good a deal, but the 11400 does appear to be, I think, a pretty decent option. But we'll be taking a look later. We're going to a PC part picker in this stream later on, and we'll see if we can put together a reasonably priced system around that B560 chipset and the new 11th gen and see what we can actually come up with. The benefit being is we can use the IGP, because graphics cards obviously at the moment are a complete swear word and unobtainium. So we do need to do something, and unfortunately AMD have just not given us any APUs, or at least through official channels, which are easily available and at sensible pricing. Cap's got her hand up, so I'm going to have to answer a question.
I thought you were going through the questions.
Oh, right.
But I'm going to clap you, boy. Keeps asking his Xbox controller rate removed on Bluetooth.
Right, okay, we'll look at your question about the Xbox controller shortly. Hopefully, maybe. That's a really difficult. Bluetooth on Windows 10 is
he's watched, or
an
they've
abomination.
watched the video.
We'll quickly touch on that actually, because Bluetooth for me this week, I've once I've had Bluetooth issues, but I have been testing some Bluetooth headphones, and I've been revisiting some of the older headphones that we've got here. So we've got things like the TWS i11s, we've got the Nokis, we've also got the Creative Outliers, the Outlier Gold, which were one of my personal favourites. What else have we got up there? Of course, the SX5 from Creative Labs as well, which is a headset rather than headphones or earbuds or whatever. And I've been setting up various ones and testing them to see which ones work and which ones don't, and how well they've survived really in terms of sound quality against some of the modern headphones. And I wanted to revisit them, and using the Bluetooth on my PC, it has been something of a I wouldn't say an eye-opener, but it's made me realise that the Windows 10's Bluetooth implementation is pretty shocking, to be fair. Now, there are some good ways. I'll quickly go through it. If you're having problems with Bluetooth on your PC or your laptop, whatever, and you can't get a device to sync, or you can't remove it, can't connect, etc., one of the easiest things you can do, now this is a complete cop-out, I'll be completely upfront, this is a complete cop-out, but the best thing you can do is go over to Amazon and just buy the cheapest Bluetooth adapter you can find. You can pick them up for around about, what, anywhere from £1 up to about £4 or £5 for a really cheap Bluetooth 4.0 USB adapter. And I would say in 99% of all cases, just plugging in that new adapter, it resets the USB stack and also the Bluetooth stack at the same time, because it's a new device, and your problems are gone. You can remove old devices because the Windows no longer says, oh actually, yeah, this is on a previous Bluetooth connection, I don't need this anymore. So it basically unlatches it. So even if you want to maybe use your existing Bluetooth connection, because you've got built-in Bluetooth 5, 5.1, or you've got like the Creative, what was it, the BTW3 connector, which has got some low latency on it. If you're having problems with those devices, just buy yourself a cheap USB adapter, USB one. Literally, like, you can pick them up from AliExpress for £1, shipped. You might have to wait a while, but literally get one of those, plug it in, use it in Windows for a little bit, then unplug it, and you'll generally find that your existing adapter, after you've unplugged it, will work absolutely fine and you've removed your devices. So that's a really easy way of doing it. For the sake of £1 or maybe £5, depending where you are, it is worth doing. Just buy one and keep it spare somewhere in case your Bluetooth goes down. Now, I know a lot of people probably don't use Bluetooth a great deal on their PCs. I get it. I totally get it. But it was one of those videos that we made, and actually it caused, I won't say problems, but it was one of those things that it kind of opened a can of worms, and there became more and more problems, which I personally didn't realise people were having. I was having my own issues, but it seems there is a whole kind of, yeah, it's a cavern. It is literally like going down a rabbit hole. Don't do it. Easiest thing to do, literally, buy yourself a USB adapter and be done with it. Anyway, so that's enough of that. So who else have we got with us tonight? John J says, this music reminds me of teletext from my youth or something. Oh dear, I'm sure the creator would not appreciate that. Ugly Bob says, evening Mike. Thank you, Bob. Ivory Wolfman says, liked because we already know it will be good. Oh, that's taking a little bit of a chance, but thank you. The sentiment is appreciated. John J says, hi. I just said that. See? Brain's going. Captain Meets Adventures, like old times, live on a Sunday. Yeah, we did.
We used to do them on
I think,
Sundays.
yeah, we did do it at some point on a Sunday, I think.
I think that's when I was working.
I can't remember why we changed it back to Saturday. I think it's because of my working schedule.
Oh,
but
it's because my mum came around every other week and it was difficult.
Oh, yeah, that was it, yeah. I was lazing on a Sunday afternoon, so I can't get out of the habit now, until I see the notification. Well, thank you very much. Gonna clap you, my boy. Gonna clap you, boy. My Xbox controller won't move on Bluetooth.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if Xbox controllers are supposed to work on the Bluetooth unless it's their own specific Bluetooth adapter. I do need to purchase myself an Xbox One controller actually to try that out. So that is something, I'll put that on my list of things I need to buy. I do need to get one actually. Taylor says, hoping it gets better, Mike. Thank you, appreciate that, Taylor. And Glenn's with us as well. Glenn, the overclocking genius that is Glenn from the north. Good evening, Glenn. Hopefully you're good. John J says, I agree, it's been a shit year. It has not been great, has it? And what makes it worse is The Walking Dead is about to finish the series. I hope it's a good one. Actually, that's probably airing in America kind of now-ish, I think. Ricardo says, in my country, a RTX 3060 Ti is £737.55. Really expensive. Yes, definitely. You could have actually probably, I'm pretty sure, we did a PC build for £700 with an RTX 2060. A whole computer for that kind of money. My wife wants me to go to the supermarket, I've got to hide. Turn the volume down or get your Bluetooth headphones out if they still work. Matthew Day says, don't forget to lubricate the vocal cords. That's all, folks. Virtual Strom says hi. How you doing, Virtual Strom? Virtual Strom, I've not seen you in here before. So don't forget to leave a like and click that subscribe button. Because right now, YouTube are screwing us. They really are. It's not just us, it's basically everyone. I've noticed Tech Deals, definitely. Tech for Techs. Trying to think of other channels now off the top of my head, and it's really difficult. But pretty much all of the tech community, really, on YouTube are being really hammered. So guys, not just us, obviously we appreciate you doing it, but make sure you watch all the TechTubers videos. Because ultimately a lot of them have put their own careers to one side and they've gone on and jumped on YouTube and they're trying to do it as a full-time career. And basically do it, well, A, they do it to get paid, but B, they do it because they love it, and C, they do it to help you guys out and to show you what is available on the market and to go through various aspects of tech. So please, 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 if you're into technology and you use YouTube as a platform to gain that technology information, please, please do support all the creators. All of them. It's not just us, it's everybody. Everybody's suffering. Mostly because of the GPU shortage, I guess as well because of the kind of global economic downturn is having an effect as well. But we're still here, we're still trying to make content, and we really, really need all your guys' support. We really, really do. I know it sounds like a sob story, and it is. John Sullivan says it's not just tech channels, all media related channels, geeks and gaming. Yeah, we're all in the same boat. As soon as the PC industry starts slowing down or has a bit of a hit in some way, the views drop off. It always happens. It's the thing. If you're not if you like your tech news and you like the new stuff coming out, at the moment, the last 18 months has been an absolute shocker because it's been just one constant shit show. It really has. But it's not our fault. We're doing our best. We're trying to be as informative and positive as we can about the whole situation. But it is really tough. Yeah. Nick Barnes says, sick of all scammers on eBay sticking to FX 3850 for the time being. Don't blame you. May I ask? Oh, that's an interest. Nick Barnes has got a hard disk drive which is starting to spin up noisily. So may I ask if an NVMe to PCI adapter works on PCIe Gen 2 lanes, future-proofing? Generally they do. Generally they do. Funny enough, in the Discord, I'm trying to think who it was O'Reilly was trying to work out what NVMe drives you could put onto a riser card using one of those Asus cards which you can put like 4 drives on, and trying to work out what the PCIe generational kind of separation would be between graphics card and the slots. And for those of you that have watched the video recently which we did on the B550 Unify, which actually that's ended in tears, it genuinely has. I'm absolutely heartbroken. The B550 Unify is no longer here at MUB headquarters. It's gone. It's gone back to CCL and potentially gone back to the big silicon factory in the sky. There was a weird issue with it where for some reason it would not post with a Gen 4 graphics card installed. Yep, first world problems, I getcha. But for me, it was for my video editing PC, which uses an RX 570 XT. So, yeah, it wouldn't boot with that. I put in the RTX 2060, which is in the PC behind me for streaming, and it booted up first time. I was like, well, this is weird. So I've got a fully working card in my old PC. I've taken it out, put it into this new board, and it's not working. MSI, well, actually, I don't know for sure if it's MSI, but from what I can tell, the B550 Unify boards, both the Unify and the Unify X, both suffer with issues with the VRM. Now, obviously, the VRM does control or help out with a lot of things across the system, obviously, because that is your power delivery. So, actually, if anyone out there has got a B550 Unify or Unify X, have you had the experience where certain PCI Express slots wouldn't work or refuse to work with certain setups? Or did you have one with a VRM which got extremely noisy under load? Now, that was the other thing. Because the way they've put that huge heatsink on there, they didn't put thick enough pads on, so the pads don't actually make full contact with the VRMs. And when a lot of electricity goes through the VRM, the FETs, I think it's the FETs, they basically vibrate or oscillate, because that is how they work. And because it's not making a firm contact with the cooler, or the pad, it vibrates, and that is what you get as basically like coil whine. It's not a coil, but it's the same sort of thing. So if you've had one of those devices, please, please, please let me know in the comments. Have you had that happen to you? Have you had to return a board? Did you just end up tightening up the screws and ignore it? Let me know. I'm really interested to know.
You've got a few questions.
I have many questions apparently, so I will try and answer them. Ugly Bob says, with the reflection in the VXR case, it looks like there is a mini mic doing the video in there. I can't quite see that. Oh, wouldn't that be great if there was someone else I could just say, right, take the reins, you please do it. Let's have a look at some of your questions as well. So James Miscellaneous is with us and says, wonder if the new Agisa 1202 would have kind of fixed it, but hopefully RMA works out. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going to happen with the RMA. I've sent it back to CCL, which is who I got it from, and to be fair, they were very good. I went into the live chat and basically explained the problem and said, look, this is what I've tried to do, tried to rectify it. All the components work fine on another board. It was a open box model, so obviously someone had used it previously and sent it back to them already. So maybe they get those things back, then think, well, actually, you know, it looks fine. Send it back out and see what happens, which a lot of manufacturers and retailers will do that, to be completely honest with you. So hopefully they'll turn around and possibly give me a refund on it. I don't know for sure. If they do, it may well be that I put the £120 which I put into that board into a B560 motherboard. At the moment, on eBay, for those of you in the United Kingdom, CCL are selling the B560 Tomahawk, which is one of the better B560 boards for the money, for £123, I think it is. So a couple of extra pounds and I can get that B560 board. And I'm actually curious to see what the 11th gen is going to be like. It looks to be pretty decent in that mid-range, but I don't know. So I'm going to be relying somewhat heavily on you guys, the viewers. Tell me, guide me, what do you want to see? Do you want to see Intel builds? Is that something that is interesting to you? I know there's going to be a lot of you that will say, yeah, that's great, it's new stuff. And there's going to be a lot of you that will say, no, I'd never buy Intel again, I hate them, overcharging, they're not innovating. And I'll go with what you say. If you guys want to see it, then we'll make it happen. Hopefully, maybe. Matthew Day says they might have trouble booting on an NVMe on a system that didn't have it unless there is a hacked BIOS. Yeah, it depends what you use. If you use a specific PCIe card, normally they will have a boot BIOS ROM in them, which will kind of almost work in the same as what a RAID device would work. So when you go into the BIOS, you could choose RAID. Anyway, yeah, it's PCI Express. I think, for me personally, and from some of the comments I've been seeing from you guys, and obviously what we've discussed in the tech chat in the Discord, PCI Express is one of those things which is going to become very problematic in the near future. I can see it happening, especially with the amount of lanes which are shared out between devices. Especially when now NVMe drives and M.2 drives are becoming considerably cheaper, and we're more and more tempted to add them in and possibly remove a SATA drive. We then get to the point where, because you're putting that drive into one of those ports, you're possibly going to be using lanes off your CPU or the chipset, which would otherwise be diverted elsewhere, or will be, is it bifurcated? I always get that word wrong. So basically shared resources. So you're adding another drive, but potentially you're reducing the speed of the one you've already got, which most people probably won't notice, to be completely fair, unless you've got a real cutting edge Gen 4 ×4 device, or maybe a PCI Express Gen 3 ×4 device. That may get reduced down to ×2, depending on the bifurcation support of the motherboard. But it is really messy. I'm actually kind of missing Saturdays, where it is literally, I don't mean Saturdays as in the day before Sunday, I mean Saturdays as in when we use SATA connectors on our motherboards. So SATA is far more simple in its kind of abilities. Normally you get 6 ports on a board these days, so there's a really strong chance that at least 4 of them are going to work all together without affecting any of the rest of the system, which is great, because it means you can put in your boot drive, you can put in a games drive, you can put in a video editing drive and a drive for all your porn, and it's not a problem. But when you start trying to do that with M.2 or NVMe, that is when problems start arising, and then you add a drive and it doesn't get recognized, or you've put an NVMe drive into a slot which only supports M.2 SATA. Yeah, it can be a real problem. So I think as time goes on, that is going to become more and more of an issue. So the early adopters of obviously Threadripper, which doesn't suffer so much as that because there's tons and tons of PCI Express lanes, and for those lucky enough to have spent out a little bit more on a X570 board, which again will have more lanes if the CPU allows it, I don't think it's going to be so much of a problem. But for the kind of the majority of the mainstream market, where they're probably on maybe A520, A320, B450, those are the boards which are going to suffer a little bit harder, I think. Although there are limited boards of that which actually have 2 M.2 slots, so hopefully it won't be too much of an issue. But certainly as it becomes more of an issue, we'll definitely be addressing that in videos, and possibly ways around it, and kind of ways to figure out what PCI Express lanes are actually being used. So yes, I did go off track a little bit there. Drew Tibbet says, hello Mike, my laptop won't turn on. I go to boot it up and it gets stuck on the Lenovo loading screen. It's very annoying. Do you have a fix? I don't off the top of my head. If you, yeah, go to the Discord chat. It's more than likely either a boot drive failure, or you need to change one of your settings in the BIOS from maybe CSM or compatibility mode into UEFI. But without knowing the full details of it, again, probably easier to go through that in our Discord chat.
And they can talk them through.
Yeah, you can take some pictures and screenshots and all that kind of stuff. Adan says, I'd love to see a 11400 build, especially using its iGPU, because I'm thinking of getting one. Do you think it's better for video editing with the quick sync feature than the last year's 10th gen? I'll be honest with you, I don't know if there's been any improvements in quick sync. I guess you're meaning more towards Adobe Premiere. I'll be honest, I haven't looked into it in great enough depth to know if there is any real beneficial kind of uptick in performance with QuickSync, but certainly that is something that I myself would be interested in, obviously due to video editing, so possibly. Capybaras on Computers says, hey Mike, I've recently built my first PC. Well done. Welcome to the PC Master Race. I hate that phrase, but I kind of like it at the same time. With MSI B450 Gaming Pro Carbon Max Wi-Fi. Well, you really didn't hold back with that board, did you? Would you recommend me turning on Game Boost option in BIOS, as I've heard it sometimes overvolts the CPU? Depends on the CPU you've got. Game Boost is essentially just enabling precision boost overclocking, which the CPU is basically designed to do. So as long as the cooling's okay and as long as your power supply is okay, then you're not going to actually harm anything. But like with anything, if you're running a processor or graphics card or memory outside of its normal scope, even if it is an enhanced feature, then you are limiting the lifespan of it, possibly. It's impossible to tell for sure. Most boards that have been in circulation now from the B450 range have been around, what, 2 years now? Possibly slightly more. And I don't think we've seen a mass kind of outcry of people having boards that have failed and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think it's that big of an issue, to be completely honest with you. Outlaw Fets give us $1.99 and says, "Hey Mike, I'm back lol. Hope all is well and good." Yeah, Outlaw Fet is ducking in and out of our Discord server like it's a revolving door, but it's always good to have you. And like a lot of people at the moment, some people go through all kinds of crap in their lives, and social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all those kinds of social media outlets, it does get overwhelming. It really does for a lot of us, and myself included. I get up sometimes and I go to the comment section, and it only takes a couple of negative comments, and it's like, oh, why do I do this? Why do I open myself up for this kind of abuse? But fortunately, I've got a fantastic Discord, and I would say 99% of all the comments we get on YouTube are positive and thankful. So those really do outweigh them. But it's funny how the positive ones, you kind of, although you appreciate at the time, they don't stick in your head. But you get a couple of negative ones and it's like, oh, it just really digs at you. So I totally get it where people are coming from with that one. Just
I'm out at the moment as well.
Who you? Yeah, Kath's come off of social medias at the moment because she's had a bit of a overload. So for those of you that are wondering where Kath is on our Discord, she's just chilling a little bit, just prioritising other things like the YouTube and washing up. Jake says, I would prefer using Ryzen Master to the motherboard option. To be honest with you, Ryzen Master just integrates with the motherboard solution anyway, so one way or the other they're doing essentially the same thing, but Ryzen Master for a lot of people do prefer it. Crappy Bar says, thank you for answering my question, great help, you're welcome. Thanks for the kind words, no problem. That's what it's all about, kindness, being nice to each other. Be nasty to big tech if you want. James Miscellaneous says, life is a ruthless opponent that never gives up. Nope, which is why we have to come out on top and just keep on fighting the good fight. And we do. Nice one, Ugly Bob. I like that one. Neil Walker says, hi, I've got two Z97 motherboards which work fine, except none of the PCI Express slots appear to work. Tried with multiple known good CPUs and GPUs, but no output from any of the GPUs. Any ideas? No, that is. I've got to be honest with you, Z97, and most of that kind of Intel range from probably about the second and third gen up to pretty much now. I've completely avoided Intel for many years. So my knowledge of the Intel side of things is very limited, but hopefully if there's someone else in the comments section that has any answers for that, please feel free to step up to the plate. Coming in thick and fast in the ready money round. Drew says, is Tech Support 1 the right forum? Yep, that's absolutely fine. Tech Support 1 is the first one. If that's full up or there's someone else already talking in there, go to Tech 2. If there's someone in there as well, go to Tech 3. But don't post in all three, because that's just not good. Did that one, didn't I?
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, did that one. James Miscellaneous says, I'm only nasty to Ghost Adder and it's tolerated. Yeah, I think there's a thing between you two. The Alien Breed says, hey Mike, just wanted to say thanks for all the videos. Just upgraded from an Intel i9-75 I had for 10 years. Wow. Your BIOS and build videos helped me with my new AMD build. Thank you. Thank you. Well, talking of thank yous, currently, as some of you may have noticed already, we'll get the overhead on. I'm actually using the mouse that Bob sent us. Let me see if I can focus on that. Is that going to focus at some point? Oh, you can't see it. There's the mouse. It's got a picture on it, so you can cycle through the pictures. There's me and Kath. And there is MSI Dragon. We have reviewed this. There's me as Osama bin Laden. I know, sorry, it hasn't been released yet. I do apologise. Kath has just told me the video has not been released. Why am I looking at that camera when I got that camera on? I'm such an idiot. Yeah, that video hasn't been released yet. So, Bob, awesome, thank you.
We have done
We have done it, yeah. Irie Wolfman says Ryzen Master and Asus. So both set my V-Core to 1.4. I prefer under 1.2. Yeah, that's one thing I've never really got into, is playing around too much with settings on chips. I generally just put them in, enable precision boost overclocking, and just leave it as it is. I should really look at more stuff like that. Saeed Anwar says, is a 3770 a bottleneck for a 3080? Well, that, when you look at that as a question, you'd think almost that's trolling, but in some respects it isn't, because it depends on what you're playing. Some games, such as the latest Codemasters one, Dirt 5, actually doesn't really need anything more than like a dual or quad core chip at best. So you could technically run that with a 3080 and you probably wouldn't find that much of a bottleneck. Conversely, if you go for more CPU optimized games, such as things like CSGO, what else we've got? Cyberpunk to some extent, I guess, then potentially yes. So it depends on the games you're playing, but yeah, really it's not the best match, if I'm completely honest with you, but certainly a workable situation. Yes, Kath?
How much is the mouse and does it fit Xbox?
How much is the mouse and does it fit Xbox? Those are both very good questions. Yes, it does fit Xbox because it's just a USB connection, so it'll work on an Xbox. The mouse, price-wise, I think was about £20-ish. I can't remember from the actual review what I said now. Bob's in the chat, so Bob will be able to answer that one.
Bob's going to look up the price.
It's actually a very bizarre mouse. Sorry, I'm going off topic again, as I generally tend to do. This is possibly one of the most bizarre mice I've ever seen, because it goes against everything that you think it is. Because you look at this mouse, now I'm not being disrespectful, but it looks like a gimmicky toy. It generally does. You've got RGB to the hilt, you've got an LCD screen on the back. It appears to be a gimmick mouse, and that's a cat. Hello, Flame. Are you staying or going?
You're not going under there. Come on, we're going.
Don't need a camera.
Come on, this way.
What's he doing? No, don't eat that. Don't drink my drink. That cat. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So the mouse appears to be a gimmick, but bizarrely, it's got really good switches for the buttons. It's got the screen actually doubles up, so you can tell you things like your DPI settings and your XY stats, all that kind of stuff. And it's actually got a really good PixArt sensor in the bottom. So it kind of it's got gaming pedigree as much as you'd get with something such as maybe the Corsair M55 or Tough Gaming M3, M5, that kind of thing. But you've got this kind of crazy screen on the back. It's very weird. I said in the review, I really am not sure how I feel about it. Because it does feel, not feel as in with your hand, but when you look at it, it looks like it's a gimmicky mouse. But actually playing games and using it with all the buttons, it's bloody good. So it's an odd choice. It really is an odd choice. Anyway, moving on. James Macelia says, I send Kath love via Discord video. I courtesy and say good evening, madam.
I'm not on Discord.
No, she's not on Discord at the moment.
Sorry.
John Sullivan says, I love Tech Jesus roast of the Intel 11900. Hilarious. Yes, it was. It looked like at that point it was all going to be downhill for Intel, but actually it seems to have picked up. Especially with the lower end stuff. Well, on the basis that it's actually available, I guess. Amcar, sorry, says hello. Saeed says I will be looking at upgrading to a new system. Oh, that's cool. Cat wants a mouse, yeah, it does. Paul Bakewell's with us. Hello, Paul. How you doing? Oh, and is this stream just kicked out? No, it's fine. JC says, I thought I saw a putty cat. You did. You did see a putty cat. Buggy Bob says the mouse is currently £24 on Banggood. There you go. So for £24, it's basically, it's a gaming mouse. It is got all the specs that you would expect from a gaming mouse, including, it's actually got 3 built-in modes as well. A gaming mode, a multimedia mode, and an office mode. So you can press a button and it turns it from being a gaming mouse to a multimedia mouse. So the buttons can be magically and mystically transformed into like play, pause, rewind, fast forward. So for media control, it's great. And for office, you can set macros and all that kind of stuff. And for gaming, obviously, the sensor's got a kick-ass sensor. So yeah, it's all good. Is that Irie Wolfman says the next upgrade for a mouse is RGB laser. Yes, that would be pretty decent. Angry Doge is with us, says afternoon all. Afternoon. Nearly. James says I'll be back in a bit. Okay. Bob says what? Nick Barnes says, Bob, what's Banggood? Banggood is a basically like a Chinese wholesaler, very similar to AliExpress, that kind of thing. Charles Arnold, blimey, that's a blast from the past, says, hey Mike and Kath, how's it going? Very well, Charles, good to see you again. Well, not see you, obviously, we can't see in the screen and see that you're sat there eating your TV dinner in your pants. But seriously, you should kind of put some clothes on when you're watching the stream, if you don't mind. That'd be great, thank you.
George is cooking.
Dear. What is the name of the mouse? The name of the mouse is, where's the box? Get over here. Is the J500 display screen gaming mouse from HLSJ. I gotta be honest with you, when I opened the box, the packaging of this, and I looked at it and was like, oh god, this is going to be one of those gimmicky mouse which basically doesn't track for toffee. But surprisingly, actually pretty good. And I'm actually trusting it to run the stream, so pretty good.
What are your thoughts on system builders such as overclockers, PC specialists? For
Ooh, now that is an interesting one. Saeed Amar said, what are your thoughts on system builders such as overclockers, PC specialists for a new build? I think at the moment, as long as they're not scalping the price of the GPU, then I think they are actually a viable choice. Trying to actually buy parts individually, you are, I don't care where you go, what you do, you will be paying over the odds for those parts. It's a thing. If you're buying it as a system, system builders and system sellers, they want to clear inventory. So if it means them taking a slight hit on what they could have made on a separate GPU cell, they will sell the system overall cheaper, well, the graphics card at least overall cheaper in most cases than if you did it separately. Purely so they can clear the rest of the stock. Because a lot of places as well, we've just had that 11th gen release, as we've been talking about, so there's going to be a ton of bargains available for 10th gen stuff. Not so much for the kind of Z490, maybe H470, but anything with a B460 or maybe a H410 motherboard, they're going to want to get rid of that stuff because that is kind of obsolete already. So they will probably, most likely, sell a system and base the whole sales premise around the graphics card and take a slight hit on the rest of the system just to clear the inventory. That is my personal opinion, and that is also what I've seen from some sites. I'm not going to mention any specifics because I think that'd be unfair, but certainly that is the way things are going. So if you are looking to buy a system or build a system with a relatively good graphics card, buying a pre-built actually at the moment does make sense. And that is something which I didn't think I'd be saying in 2020, 2021. It is a very odd thing. Yes, Irie Wolfman, as he says there, some sellers actually are selling systems GPU less. So maybe in some cases with Intel with an iGPU, or sometimes AMD systems with no onboard graphics at all. Certainly is an option. Dutch Jan says, hi everyone.
Bravish above.
Alright, yeah, Bravish. Hang on, let's go back up a bit because this is Thug Tech Gamer. That always gets me, always gets me. says hello. How you doing? Ugly Bob says, "Oh, I got my goddaughter one and she loves it." Yeah, it does look like a gimmicky mouse. It does, and the laser on it is insane. Look how bright it is.
Thanks.
Don't look, Cav.
Too late.
It's a Terminator mouse. It really is insane. Waldo135 says, "I'm sorry, Mike, if you answered this already. Will you be reviewing the Clev Bolt RAM?" Anything's possible. It's not on my radar at the moment, if I'm completely honest with you, but potentially we could be taking a look at it. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Thoughts about game streaming GeForce Now?
My thoughts about game streaming and GeForce Now. Now, I can sum this up very easily. Don't do it. Just don't do it. I've installed GeForce Now on my PC the other week to see. A few people have said the same thing to me. "Oh, why don't you try that? And why not make a video on it to maybe set up as an option for some people?" And I figured, well, actually, yeah, I haven't looked at it. I looked at it when it first came out and it sucked. It was awful. Couldn't get connected, and when I did, it looked like absolute crap. So I thought, yep, I'll give it another go. So I think it was about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, I actually installed it on my PC and figured, yep, I'll give it a fair crack. We'll see what it's like. So I installed it, got it all set up, and the first thing was waiting for a game slot. Now, the first time I waited for a game slot, it said there was over 160 people in front of me. Now, this is the free version, so it kind of, this is from the kind of the more cheapskate side of the fence, let's say. So I then thought, that's okay, I'll wait for a connection. It said it could be a while, so I figured I'd go away, I'd do something. I can't remember what I did. I think I probably vacuumed the house or something. And I come back in, checked on it, and when I come back, it was like there's 140 people in front of you. And this is after about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, which for me, waiting to play a game, if GeForce Now was my only option, I wouldn't bother. I would rather play with really crap integrated graphics or a GT 1030, just because I know I can actually get on the computer, fire up the game. Yes, it may look like trash and play badly, but at least I'll be able to play the game. So at that point, I did kind of report back to it on Discord, and we had a little chat about it. And they said, well, why don't you use some of the Patreon monthly money and actually buy a subscription to GeForce Now and then see what it's like? And actually, that does seem like a very good idea, to actually then compare what it's like from the free service, which basically it couldn't get any worse, to see what it's like with the paid service. With one thing or another, things have been gone a bit pear-shaped recently, so that hasn't happened as of yet. But certainly it is something that I do want to investigate, and it will probably happen in the very near future, because I think it's becoming more and more of a relevant thing that people are asking. So I really would like to do that, just to see what the deal is and see if it is actually considerably better for a paid service. I would expect, and actually if you've already got this yourself, if you've got GeForce Now and you're paying for the subscription, the £5 or £10 a month as it is now, if you're actually paying for it, please let me know in the comments. Has your experience been a positive one? Do you find yourself getting connected quickly, immediately? Is it a long wait? Are the loading times fine, that kind of thing? Because at the moment, I've got to the point where I've got no real terms of reference. So I can't say yes, it's a good idea, because personally for me, as I've tested it, it seems like junk, and I wouldn't recommend it as a free option. But yeah, we'll probably look into that and see what happens. Ravesh, are you happy with the state of your channel right now and how it's going?
Do you have any advice?
Yeah. Are you happy with the state of your channel right now? This is a hard one to ask, and it's a harder one to answer. We've been really lucky. Well, we've put a lot of hard work into it, and literally I've dedicated pretty much my life to the YouTube channel right now, and the kind of the ancillary bits that go around it, such as the Discord, answering all the questions. A lot of you have probably, that are watching this now, have probably asked a question at some point on a YouTube video and have got a reply. And that's probably why you're here, because even if the video was one of the first ones we did for the DeWalt vacuum, or maybe it's something which we did maybe a year ago, if you put a question in and it's not part of someone else's question, because it comes up on the list, you'll get an answer. And I literally spend probably an hour to 2 hours every morning going through YouTube questions. Because for me personally, I believe that the reason that you guys are engaging with the channel is because we're engaging with you. So even if it's just a pleasant answer like, thanks for watching, or thanks for watching, please share the video, it's still a term of engagement, and it's our appreciation of you as a viewer that, yeah, if we don't have any viewers and we don't have subscribers, then we don't have a channel. So we answer your questions, we engage, we take time to kind of cultivate and create the Discord chat channels. Yes, we do other things as well. So like we've literally just set up a couple of new merch stores, which potentially I may plug relentlessly later. They are in the video description, so if you want to check them out in advance, you can do. There's some very cute teddy bears. Unfortunately, they're all sold out at the moment, but they will be coming back into stock at some point. But anyway, you guys can check that out for yourselves. Am I pleased with it? Yes. I'm amazed still at how many subscribers and how many views we get. But on the flip side of that, a lot of the videos that we've done, I've kind of cherry-picked and thought, well, actually, yeah, that's a good idea. That appears to be working, so we'll head more in that direction. So I've been kind of...
We get led by the audience.
Yeah, the audience basically dictates what we do.
So the more comments we get,
If we get more comments, we get more interaction, we get more more traction on a particular topic or a video, then that's what we're going to do. We'll concentrate on that because people are obviously enjoying it. We enjoy making it still, so it's a win-win situation. I'm not particularly happy with the way things are going right now because obviously there is a significant downturn, which actually happens every year around this time. It just seems that because we had such a fantastic year last year, and it was like a ridiculously good year, obviously, because of, obviously what happened last year and is still going on now. Now that we're getting that tail off, it's kind of like, it does make you feel a little bit down when you see the numbers going down, but it's happening to everyone. So it's not like I've done something or said something or I'm not creating the content that people want to see. It's just that people are just frazzled by the whole situation. So yeah, views are going down, subscribers are going down. It is what it is. I cannot be unhappy about it because it's happening to everyone. If I saw that the channel as a whole against other similar channels was going down the slippery slope, then yeah, I'd be pissed off and I'd be looking at it and thinking, well, what do I need to do differently? Am I not engaging enough? Am I not making enough interesting comment? Are the videos too long? Are the videos too short? Am I missing information? Whatever. And I'd probably look into it a bit more. But at the moment, it seems that we're doing pretty well. A shameless plug for ourselves here. There's a tech channel called Tech Deals, which some of you probably may or may not know of. And actually, we get very, very similar view figures to what they do on a monthly basis. And that's a channel with like 400,000 subs, and we've got 50,000. So we're obviously doing something right, but we're still seeing a little bit of a downturn. But equally, so are they as well. Another channel, Kit Guru, they went through a similar stage where we were kind of at the same level as Kit Guru, and I think in a lot of instances we still are now. So for what is a relatively small YouTube channel with like 50k subs, we're doing really, really well. But again, when you see a slight downturn or the levels aren't going up and up and up and up, it does make you think like, oh, what's going on? What have I done? So yeah, anyway, I'll probably bored you all to tears with that. So yeah, am I happy with the state of the channel? Yeah, because it's doing much better than I ever thought it would do. Could it do better? Probably. Could I do better? Definitely. No one's perfect, and yeah, we can't please every subscriber, and the more subs we get, the harder it is to please everybody. So yeah, it's a difficult one. It really is.
As asked, do they get one question, 2 questions, or only one? As many as they need.
Yeah, you get as many questions as you need, as long as the questions are kind of. It's quite often what we'll say to people is, if it's a question which has a lot of to and fro in, go to the Discord. This is much, much easier to get it answered, and also they get lost. So a question will come in. If it's a question on top of a question,
like a reply to a comment.
Yeah, a reply to another comment.
If it doesn't get answered, lost. Yeah. Ask it again as a fresh question, and it will get answered.
Yes, I'm not sure if you guys can hear Kath, but yeah, if you ask a question and it doesn't get answered, ask it again as a new question in a thread, and then
not in a thread.
Or yeah, in a new, basically a new question. Start a new question.
Ask a new comment. Yeah.
And yes, you probably will get something. It might just be an answer saying go to the Discord, but yeah. Anyway, let's move on from there. What did I see? ZZ or ZZ says, GeForce, I play 3 AM whenever everyone doesn't play, so jumped onto the game in a second with 100 megabits internet speed. Fortnite was smooth. Sounds good. Sounds good. I like that. John J says, that's true, Mike. You've replied to every question and comment I've asked. Well, we try. Skystalker says, Mike, you and Kath have put an incredible amount of work. You both go way above and beyond. We do, but it's kind of our job. Most people don't really realise that. You think that, like, you watch some of the big tech channels and you're like, oh yeah, they're just making videos and it's all fun and games and they record an hour's worth of video and that's it for the rest of the day.
Or like a 15-minute video takes 15 minutes.
Yeah, a 15-minute video takes probably about 2 hours to make. And that's just to probably film it and set it up. Then the research and all that. So it's a hard job. And it takes a lot of dedication. It really does.
Ravish, I won't be on camera.
Kath won't be on camera now. Ricardo says, to be a YouTuber is a normal job like another one. It takes time, research, and motivation. That's why we support their job. Thank you very much. John J says, it's a great channel and one of the best I found. I enjoy the Discord a lot. Glad to hear it. I'm amazed there aren't thousands on this live stream. Aww. Well, it's very nice of you to say, and it would be nice, but we are at a slight deficit, I think, because UK channels in general don't get pushed across the pond, which is kind of like another one of our big viewing areas or potential viewing areas. So it's always been a thing. I don't know why. There's so many really, really good UK and European channels. There really is. Hundreds of them. But most American channels won't see it because YouTube has to kind of tailor content to the area, and also they also look into things like advertising. So from an advertising standpoint, American people will buy things from American people. American people are less likely to buy things from people outside of America. Or at least that is what their demographics and their charts and all that stuff show. So to break out from the UK into the United States is an exceptionally hard thing to do. Conversely, in the United Kingdom, people in the United Kingdom are very happy to watch American content. Obviously, throughout the years, we've taken on American culture and kind of embraced it. Fast food stuff, rap culture in the late 80s, early 90s, all that kind of stuff. Modern day stuff. We embrace it. So we do get a lot of American and obviously Canadian content into our inboxes because American companies also pay a lot for sponsorship and also for advertising. So they know that the English people, or sorry, the United Kingdom in general, will embrace that kind of content and also the advertisers. So it's very easy for them to come to us, but it's less easy for us to go out. Yeah, so much for the global world, or the global people. Anyway, let's move on from there. So,
Do you know PewDiePie?
Do I know PewDiePie? No, but I believe he knows me. If anybody knows what film that phrase is from, 10 points. Skystalker, he's a pond crosser, guilty as charged. There you go. Paul Baker says the research effort really shows on this channel. Thank you, Paul. I do try. I make mistakes. I'm human. Normally I realise after I've recorded and uploaded the video and posted it, and it's like,
when you get me on the camera, it'll be something.
Damn. Yeah, it does. So turn the camera on and it's like gibbering wreck. Mouse. Happens all the time. Lee Smith says, what do you think about the MSI GeForce GTX 1060 6GB? I think at the moment, if you can get one cheap, it's fantastic. The 3 gig is an absolute sack of cack. Don't touch it unless it's ridiculously cheap, because it is a horrible, horrible GPU. 6 gig version, absolutely great. And I think actually the 1060 is still possibly one of the most used GPUs on the Steam survey, so it's certainly in a very good pedigree. Ugly Bob says, hey, some of us like the occasional graphs. That was a response to Chloe's comment. Chloe Grice, it's good to see a video that's not full of graphs. I gotta be honest with you, I would do graphs more, but
Ugly Bob loves them.
they're just horrendous to do. They really are. I would love it if we had more time and more people to create the videos, and people who really do like doing graphs and stuff. It is, I find it personally very hard work. It's not my thing. Spreadsheets and graphs are really, for me, I find very difficult to do. So that is why I don't pretend to even try, to be honest with you. I'd rather just say numbers. And also, the testing that we do here isn't that scientific, if I'm completely honest with you. I try and do what I would class as real world testing. So I test stuff basically in my own PC or in a system, in a room, normal room. I don't worry about trying to set the temperature to the room to be specific. I don't set the voltages to be exact or the fan speeds to be constant RPM, anything like that, because in the real world, who does that, really? I agree for some specific tasks, it does make sense, so you can see very small details between different types of device, but
All those details.
I don't know. Yeah, if you want that stuff, it's available elsewhere. Mostly Gamers Nexus, to be completely honest with you. John J says, I don't like graphs, please keep it as it is. I like words. I like words. Words are good. Ricardo says, GPU prices are insane right now. They are. They are. Ugly Bob says, I wait until Mrs. Bob has gone to bed and watch the graphs on Games Sexus.
Linus Sex Tip.
Linus Sex Tips, yes. They've stopped doing this so many now. Lee Smith says, thanks for your advice, brilliant channel. Thank you, appreciate that. And actually, I know, like, you see people on YouTube and on videos and they're going, oh yeah, thanks, appreciate your support and all that, but actually we genuinely do. We genuinely do, because if you're not happy watching the stuff, then we need to do something different. We genuinely do, because without you, like I said, it's pointless. If you guys aren't watching, it's basically me talking to a camera, and that is it. It's just a pointless endeavor. So without actually you lot being there, it's a pointless task. Much like our Discord. The Discord would be absolutely pointless if it was just me chatting to myself, because it would be just like being in the shower. Skystalker says, I bet you Dave A is good at graphs. Yeah, that's a point. I might have to sublet some of that work to him. That'd be pretty good. Antonio says, if you need a new GPU and plan to keep it, since prices are all over the place, would you be tempted to buy an Asus Dual RTX 3060 for 900 GBP? No. I wouldn't buy a 3060 for £900. Even if it was coated in magical unicorn special magic dust that puffed out every time the fans spin up. No. Just no. Paying that sort of price, excuse me, paying that sort of price for a graphics card is insanity. And the more that we do it, the more that businesses will kind of get used to it and they'll be in that mindset. And when the prices do start dropping, they won't, because they're going to be clawing back what they can. So just don't do it. I'd rather buy a second-hand card and give the money to someone who needs it than buy a new one from a company, which is terrible, and I probably won't get a sponsorship from CCL or eBuyer now. But never mind. Yes, Kath. YC. Have I got to scroll down?
Just a little bit up.
What, about the network?
Yeah.
YC said, I did read somewhere, if you install a network card with 2 or more LAN, the down and upload will be faster. Did you make a video on it? We've kind of touched on it briefly. When we did the NAS videos, you can have what they call port aggregation, which you can do in Windows as well if you've kind of got the knowledge. Generally, it doesn't double the speed because ultimately there's going to be limitations somewhere along the line. So if you've got 2 gigabit Ethernet cards and you basically combine them as a single port, you can, in theory, get 2 gigabit transfers, in theory. Reality is you don't. With my NAS, so if I use a single a single gigabit connection to my NAS, then generally I'll get maybe 110 megabytes per second. If I have it in like the mode where both are combined, can't remember what the word is now, but yeah, if you basically have the two combined from the NAS going to the switch, it's quite often that I'll get transfer speeds of somewhere around about 150 to 160 megabytes per second. So it's not that much quicker, but it does give you the option then with a NAS. So if you've got multiple users, you're not limited by that single gigabit connection. So kind of what you're saying does make sense, but I don't think the reality would be much different. Ultimately, you're going to be capped by what your network provider provides you upload and download wise, which probably won't ever be capped by a gigabit connection, unless obviously you've got 2 gigabit LAN, which in the UK doesn't really exist yet. Markovsky says, make an Intel build with a T3 board mic and try an eGPU setup. Oof, that sounds complicated. Ugly Bob says, we're like old luggage, you'll have us forever. Bless you, Bob. Taylor says, I got the GameMax Strike on the weekend and they've added a magnetic wrist rest and removed that ugly logo. Oh, that's interesting. Paul Bakewell says, I'll be happy never seeing a graph again. Aww.
Do you need to do that PC part picker?
I do actually, yeah. Well said. So, Jabant1, welcome back, I think.
I think Jabant's always there. He's quiet.
I'd rather bin my PC and break out the Scrabble set than pay that much for a 3060. I'm in a privileged position because I've got multiple PCs here, all with reasonable graphics cards, which get the job done. So I'm not in a position where I have to buy a GPU. I sometimes feel that I should, purely for the channel's sake, just so that to keep things a bit fresher. But at these prices, I don't think it makes sense, and I honestly don't think I'll be giving you guys a good service. Why would you buy a graphics card for that much money? It just doesn't make any sense. If, I hate to use this phrase, but if that kind of pricing becomes the new norm, then we're going to have to kind of get used to it. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to last. I think something will happen. I'd love to see the Intel graphics cards come out and actually start making a dent. That would be awesome. Unlikely as hell, but that would be awesome. And Glenn's left a super chat and says 420 blazing. It's Kath. Kim. Oh, right, okay. Kim Borch says, hi Mike, is there any option for you to turn up your mic slightly? I noticed that whenever I watch your vid streams, I have to turn up my speakers to fully hear you. And I have to turn down everything else. Okay. Funnily enough, I've switched mics, for those of you that haven't noticed. I'm actually on the Boya, the BY-M1 Pro, which I have actually enabled the 10 decibel
Charles is off.
down thing. Good night, Charles. Thanks for tuning in. He's in his PJs. He's now in his PJs. Ah, good. Finally got dressed. Now you're leaving the stream. Thanks for that. Yeah, my mic is actually on a 10 dB minus 10 dB cut. So if I turn it up, it'll be super loud. But I did turn the camera up slightly.
Yeah,
so
says the mic is low.
The mic is low. I agree. All right. Okay. Let's Now, is that better? Looks like the levels... Actually, yeah, is that okay? Because I'm in... My HD60 is minus 10 and minus 11. Mark Point says, I'm officially a PC builder, lol. James says, yeah, mic is low, mic is low. Okay. Is everybody had to adjust their volume again now, or are we good? Are we good now?
Sounds good, yeah.
Happiness?
No better before. That helped a lot. Much better sound.
Sounds good. No better before. Nick Barnes, you trolling. Damn it. Saeed Amar says much better sound. James says much better. Sexy voice is back. Put together my son's gaming PC. Oh, well done, Mark. Awesome. It's nice to build a PC for someone else. Unless it's CAF. Because then that really pisses me off. Because then I have to reinstall all the apps. And set up all the tabs.
You don't?
Oh, I don't, but I get shouted at. Where's my tabs gone? You closed all my windows! You useless husband! Call yourself a techie, you bold Bristol bastard!
I didn't say that.
That is actually what gets said. Bravesh says, you are tech Johnny Sins. Johnny, oh yeah, I know, I think, yeah, Johnny Sins, someone said that before. Oh dear.
Is that a porn star?
I think it is. The Alien Breed says, those Bristol tones are loud and clear. Good, good.
Is the Alien Breed Bristol?
Wardo135 says, Cath exposed. Oh dear. Ugly Bob says, you blinded me with the mouse and now you deafened me with the headphones. Cheers, lol. Well, hopefully it sounds better now. Taylor says, have to go now. Cheers, Mike, for the stream. No problem. Thanks for joining, Taylor. We do appreciate it. Genuinely, we do appreciate it. And if actually I should, I'm sorry guys, but I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to show you our new Mike's Unboxing merch shop, or shops. Now, because of the way that VAT and taxes are done, we've had to set up two shops. So they're slightly different. So if you're in the North Americas, so that's Canada, America, and there, it's slightly different from the one for the United Kingdom and for Europe. So, Skystalker says, lol, bold Bristol bastard. Yeah, I was going to say something else to make me a BBC, but I thought I better not.
Read it. Defund the BBC.
Defund the BBC. So if I press number 3, hey, there we go. So this is our new merch shop. So you can find it. There's links in the video description. And James says, Mike thinks we are geographically challenged. I am. I can't find my way out of Bristol hardly. So if you go to shop, oh, I got it on the wrong thing. shop.spreadshirt.co.uk/Mike's Unboxing. You can pick up some of these, I think, fantastic merchandise items. Some people may not consider them fantastic merchandise items, but I actually really like them. Ricardo's give us a super chat, which you can't see, so I'll quickly turn that back. There we go. Flashy light. You've RGB'd the hell out.
Still turn the light off.
I actually looked into the. I was looking at the screen and that came on and almost gave me like cataracts or something. Thanks.
I love cats.
Thanks for that. Ricardo's says 20,000 COPs. It's $3.99, not even £4. Thank you both for the awesome content. Thank you, Ricardo, and thanks for being with us. We do genuinely appreciate it. Waldo135 says, if you made that website, you made a good choice. Mike, you look dehydrated. Do you want some water? I do need a drink, actually. Kath, can I have a
beer?
Can I ask you, gentlemen and ladies in the chat, would you allow me to partake in some brewed beverages? Yeah. John J says, I'm fat and 6'3". What size t-shirt do I need? Depends how fat you are. The sizes are there. Irie Wolfman says no. Swine. Thank you. Cheers, everybody. Lovely. Oh, I needed that. One thing, actually, which isn't in the merch shop, which some of you have already received already, that are patrons, is the Mike's Unboxing. It's not going to focus, is it?
I can do it.
That's right.
If you want.
There we go. Oh, that's not going to focus either, is it? Damn it! Damn it, you swine! I hate you, camera. There we go. Hey, there we go. The Mike's unboxing. Sorry about the dirty nails, been fixing bikes today. Mike's unboxing screwdriver set. So you unscrew the end, and inside are bits of goodness. There's always one that gets stuck, so you have to tap it on the desk. So it is basically a magnetic pen with the Mike's Unboxing logo on, as you can see, all in metal construction, and you get all these lovely bits. So you get 4 crosshead and you get 4 flat-headed bits. These are absolutely fantastic for M.2 drives. So yeah, these are available currently, I believe, for Patreon members. If you're in the £7.50 tier, I think is it, Kath?
Sorry, say it again.
These are in the £7.50 tier.
I think so.
Yeah. So if we have, as a goodwill gesture to existing patrons and also some of our Discord moderators, etc., we have actually sent some of these out already, and the feedback we've had has been very, very positive. So these are a limited edition run, which are available. So if you want to get your hands on one of these cool screwdrivers and help support the channel, it would be awesome. So that's enough shilling, but if you do want one, they're available. You can either send us a PayPal. The shipping price is included because, well, don't really cost a great deal. I think it's about, I think for Australia and stuff like that, it costs about £4 to send it. So yeah, whatever. It's a goodwill gift to you guys and girls out there. Obviously, you got Mike's Unboxing pens. They're available also. But the thing that I'm really, really proud of is our new web store. So let's go back to that one. So shop.spreadshirt.co.uk/Mike's Unboxing. If you want to go to the American one in the Americas, then just replace the .co.uk with .com/Mike's Unboxing. And there are these fantastic items available. So there is, this is really cool. This is the...
John Jay's, he's in our Discord, isn't he?
I think so.
You might get one of those if they're in the shop, but they're in our Discord.
Yep, they're in the Discord shop as well.
But the other stuff from our shop is not in the Discord.
Sadly, the teddy bear is not available at the moment, but you've got the option for the Mike's Unboxing Classic logo t-shirt. Sizes small up to 5XL. And also for the ladies, got the option of the Mike's Unboxing Classic logo t-shirt. Model not included. And again, slightly slimmer fit for the ladies. Sizes small, medium, large, XL, blah, 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 etc., etc. You get the general idea. It's pretty cool. Nice slim fitting t-shirt for the ladies. There is for the slightly more slender gentlemen, also the slender cut one. And also we've got hoodies, women's hoodies, men's hoodies. The slim fit men's, as modelled by somebody I've never met. Those obviously, because it's slim fit, only up to XL. Mike's Unboxing mug with the classic logo. I do like that. That does look great. I've ordered some of this stuff for myself also, so you'll be seeing this on the channel. Got sweatshirts, hoodies, the pillow. So if you want to sit on me or sit on Kath, then you're more than welcome to do so. Those are 17 inches by 17 inches, so they're actually a decent size sofa pillowcase. They're pretty decent, and I think they look pretty decent. Nice looking merch, and it's all color coded as well, themed with the channel stuff. So we've got the travel mug, thermal mug, which is pretty nice. Unisex hoodie. The bear is out of stock at the moment, unfortunately. That is pretty cool. And also slightly new, we're trying these out as well. This is the classic logo baseball t-shirt. So yeah, some really nice stuff. Those are limited at the moment, so we've only got medium, large and XL at the moment on those. Got some coasters and mouse pads, Mike's Unboxing mouse pad. Oh, that's not that one, so you don't want that one. Got some phone covers, travel mugs, glass jars out of stock at the moment. Hats, bucket hat for the summer, stickers, baseball cap. I like the baseball cap actually. The baseball cap is pretty cool. Yeah. Nice American style cap. Got the kids baseball t-shirts as well, so for the younger kids, got those as well. And the coasters. The coasters, I really like these. So you get 4 coasters. all the Mike's Unboxing logo on there, cork coasters with a white glossy top. Yeah, pretty good. I'm really, really pleased with how this has turned out. I think it looks really cool. We will be adding new designs as time goes on, but we wanted to get all the classic stuff up, done and dusted. And there is one modelled by our daughter, Angel, when she had her blonde hair. It's not actually. I'm lying to myself. Anyway, you get the general idea. So, that's enough shilling. What would you... Cadence Creations has been spamming something, but we can't see it, so happy days. Mike, what is your preferred beverage? I don't know. I gotta be honest with you, I love water. Water is really nice. I like water.
Do they want to do that PC part list, or is it too late for them?
Yes. Guys, should I do the PC part picker list, or is it too late? Yep. YC says, Ugly Bob. Just open a beer. Beer to the left keyboard, mouse to the right. Good on. Skystruck says, Mike, 50 quid for your beer? He's desperate. I'll ship it over. James Busani says, I like room temperature water. Am I weird? No. Actually, I like room temperature water with some vitamin C or with some, what's that herb we put in? Lemongrass.
No.
Wheatgrass.
Yeah.
Wheatgrass powder. Gives you this kind of green drink, but it's actually quite good. Very hydrating. James Mussolini says, nah, screw PCs, talk about something else. Let's do it, go for it. Wouldn't be a tech channel without shilling. Yeah, I know. John Sullivan says, beer to the left of me, mouse to the right, here I am, Mike's Unboxing with you. Awesome. Right, so anyway, I've shilled enough. Let's have a look at the PC part picker, and I've got a PC build that I'm going to be doing. I don't even know what day it is. What day is it? Sunday. So I might be doing it tomorrow or Tuesday in a stream. So I've got a Techware Nexus M case. I've also got a B550 Pro VDH Wi-Fi motherboard, a Ryzen 3 3100 with 16 gigs of RAM, a 500 gigabyte NVMe drive, and also, sadly, a GT 1030. So that is the kind of the budget, entry level, kind of how to get on board with gaming kind of thing. Cheers, Dom. James Michelin says, I feel bad that you have to talk so much. You're like UK Tim Pool. I know, I know. I do have to talk a lot. It's been like almost 2 hours straight. Anyway, yeah, bye Dom, thank you. So the PC, it throws up so many issues that will add expense to the build. Now, it's not cheap to build a PC anyway. So Ryzen 3 3100 I picked up cheap anyway. The motherboard I've got, the case I've got new. I've got some fans for it as well. So it is the kind of what I would consider a decent entry-level system. But the GT 1030 is what is really holding the whole system back. Partly because of price and then performance. So I could take the processor out and the GPU out and put in a Ryzen 5 3400G, which would be kind of similar performance. But then potentially it won't work particularly well with the B550, so then I have to change the board, which then makes it a slightly more expensive build once more. Dear. So it is a very difficult one to decide on. So that is coming up anyway. So that is going to be done. I'll build it and then I'm just going to sell it because it's basically hanging around. I've had the bits here since almost Christmas time. So it's time that I did something with it and moved it on.
BTW, does anybody know when Currys UK will top up their GPU stock?
No idea. I wish I knew when Currys had their GPU stock in. It'd make life a lot easier. Ricardo's going to put the link to his PC in PC Part Picker Discord, hoping you can see it. I can't at the moment because I don't actually have Discord installed on here, which I should have.
Bravesh is going.
Thanks, Bravesh. Oh, nose is running a bit. Yeah, PC World price scalping before it was popular. Yeah, bastards. So anyway, once I've sold that system, it then takes me on to my next system. I am tempted to go for the B560 Tomahawk with a 11400, but the standard 11400 rather than the K or the F. Because I want to use the integrated graphics, even though I know it's going to suck. But I think waiting for a graphics card on that build is going to be the best thing to do. I could be right, I could be wrong. But also...
You pill.
And we all run to me. So, I don't know what to do. Do I just bite the bullet and buy another Ryzen 5 3600 and a B550 board and yada 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 yada? Or do I try out Intel? So I'm going to go into PC Part Picker. I think I've already saved a parts list for this. Let's go for United Kingdom prices because otherwise I will get really confused. And where is it? Did I do it recently? John. Here's all new face and kits.
What laptop is that you're using?
Laptop I'm using is the Acer Aspire A515-43, which actually this has been a fantastic buy. I think I paid $430 for it. It was supposed to be $399, reduced from $499, and it's a Ryzen 5.
There was a live stream the day you bought it.
Actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, I did do a live stream on it when I bought it.
Because you thought you'd been ripped off.
But it's pretty decent. 4 cores, 8 threads, Ryzen, a Vega 8 graphics built in. It's all right.
Really rubbish camera that makes me look good.
It's the webcam is shocking. It is absolutely shocking. I'm not even sure if I got it set up on here. Have I got Logitech cam? Is it that one? No. Yeah, you probably had no audio then, but that is what the webcam's like. The webcam is shocking. And that is with studio lights. Damn it. Waldo135 says 3500U. I think it might be. No volume. Yeah, sorry, my mistake. Okay, right. Let's. This isn't working, so I'm going to create a new system builder. So system builder and start a new. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the screen now. So here are this place. Here, PC Part Picker. So let's choose a CPU first of all, and we're going with the 11400. So it's £170, but I have seen it for about 130, I think, from CCL via eBay. But I'm going to add it anyway, because realistically at retail, the difference between the F and the non-F to have integrated graphics is, well, you might as well do it. So we're going to go with that. CPU cooler, you could stick with stock. I don't see any reason why not. And if we go with the B560, so there's a few options actually which could be potentials. So we've got the ASRock B560 Pro 4 and also the Steel Legend. The Steel Legend I kind of like the look of, but the Pro 4 actually does tick most of the boxes anyway. So it's a pretty decent looking board overall. And a lot of people do like the ASRock stuff. Yes, Kath?
Just quickly, do you ever mess with Raspberry Pi and emulation?
No, we don't really mess with Raspberry Pi. I have had a little dabble with emulation, but I never really get into it that much. I really should do. I do enjoy it. Especially old games like R-Type, which I love that game. So motherboard wise, yeah, it's not a bad looking board. B560 Pro 4, got a decent VRM cooler on there, got M.2 shield, and you've got a little bit of little dose of RGB on the side there, 4 RAM slots. You've got 8-pin CPU connector. The thing that lets it down is the I/O. The I/O absolutely sucks, but you can't really see it on here, so it's not ideal. But you've only got 3 audio ports, which is a little bit crap. So that potentially might not work for everybody. But then when you're building a system or buying a system, do you look at things like audio ports? I don't think many people do really. But the Steel Legend for about £30 more. A much fuller featured I/O.
The bottom M.2 slot is only for wireless, right?
No, there's actually on these boards you got the M.2 on the top, which is your normal PCI Express Gen 4 times 4. Then you've got another one underneath, which can be used, I think, on this one. That's another Ultra M.2 drive. And oh, sorry, yeah, on this one, the bottom one is that's Ultra M.2 as well.
With the APU. So
there's 4. You've got another one there in the middle for the Wi-Fi E-type card. Yes.
Would the APU limit total processing power when linked to a GPU eventually?
No. No, the onboard GPU, once you can disable it if you want to. So it's not going to give you any issues with power or performance. Actually, that's not a good picture, so let's go back to that one. So yeah, that's a little bit clearer. So you've got your M.2 on the top. You also got your Ultra M.2 underneath, so for a secondary drive. And this one's also got a M.2 Wi-Fi slot as well, and another slot at the bottom there. So from what I can recall from the way the chipset works out, you've got this port on the bottom is PCI Express Gen 3 times 4 from the chipset. The Ultra M.2 at the top here is also from the chipset, and the M.2 Wi-Fi is from the chipset. The PCI Express Gen 4 times 16 slot and times 4 slots here are all from the 20 lanes from the CPU. So 16 lanes for that, 4 lanes for that, 16 lanes for the GPU. And everything else basically underneath the GPU slot is all controlled off the chipset, including a times 16 but times 4 rated GPU slot. So that, I think, actually does look like a pretty decent looking board. And again, you can pick them up pretty cheaply. It seems like a good... Actually, I'm going to add it. B560, so we go with the Pro 4. So for the motherboard and processor alone, you're looking at just shy of £300. So 280. If you throw in something like a decent cooler, which we could go with maybe the Vitro V5, I think that's probably a good shout. Which probably isn't on here. So let's go with up here. Maybe they got the up here version. PC Part Picker is not very good at adding new stock these days.
What's the £76 one?
What motherboard? The HDV, yeah. Yeah, there is a potential for that. So motherboard wise, you could go with the HDV version. If you wanted to go for a micro ATX, you can go with the HDV, which is quite a lowish spec board really. The VRM isn't particularly good on it. You've only got 2 memory slots. The rest of it's very similar though. But I don't know, I don't think it's... I don't know. If I was keeping the system, I don't think I'd probably go with that board. I think it's a little bit too low end. And yeah,
not much heat sink.
No, it's just because obviously the way that the Intel chip is with its architecture, it's going to generate a lot of heat and it draws a lot of power. So I think the VRM is going to be quite an important thing.
Excuse me.
RAM wise, we can go up to DDR4 3200 easily on this, and potentially overclock further because that is a new enhanced feature of the B560 chipset. So that is a potential as well. I don't know why the
Bell says if you don't mind eBay at R5 4650G could do good.
I do quite fancy those. I really do. I do fancy one of those types of chips. Cooler wise, I suppose the esports duos, I think they've priced themselves out of the market now. I really do. Especially when you guys have probably already seen it. Let's open up another incognito window. I'm going to go to Amazon UK and the Vitro V5. The Vitro V5, for those of you that haven't seen it already, is a pretty stunning, come on, CPU cooler. That's the white version, but again, you get the idea.
Usually it's a black one in there.
Oh, there we go. So for £26, or £27 arguably, with a few pence taken off, that is a bloody excellent cooler. It's essentially £10 cheaper than the Arctic Freezer 34 Esports Duo, and really the extra fan only knocks off maybe 1 or 2 degrees. If you want to add an extra fan, you could do, and this has got RGB as well. And actually it works bloody well. We like that a lot. And actually, funny enough, Cozy UK, the people who sell them here in the UK, actually reached out to us about some products. So we might be seeing more from them in the coming days, months, weeks, etc.
And the other fans they're looking into.
Yeah, and the other fans, the speed controller on them, they're actually looking into the issues with that. And actually, I'm like,
they seem really nice.
Value for money wise, they seem amazing. Like that for a 360 ARGB cooler for £100 actually seems pretty decent. And also, there's like 5% off. Looks like a pretty decent design.
They were very quick to reply to all our emails, weren't they?
Yeah, they respond into emails and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Comes with a little hub as well. Tip top. 5% off, so that's basically under 95 quid. Smash in. Smash in, super lovely. Look, like 72 quid for that version. That's pretty good as well.
AIOs look cooler, in John J's opinion. Is that a
I'm actually tempted to get that to go in the PC behind me. What do you think? Get rid of the fractal and stick the Vitro in there? Although 100 quid for some water cooling does seem a little bit excessive, but it does look nice. Yeah, AIOs do look cooler. They certainly do.
Kenny prefers air.
I can get that. I totally understand it. For simplicity, air is better and obviously cheaper as well. Is there anything that actually even comes close? Actually, the Arctic Freezer 34CO is actually not a bad shout. That would perform slightly better as well. And it's got the P series fan on it now. So for 25 quid, that is not bad. Even though it's got that kind of, the kind of slightly retro looking fins on it now. But it does perform really well. That is a decent price for that. Miguel says hi. How you doing, Miguel?
That used to be your nickname for me.
Yeah. Oh, shilling again. Mox unboxing. Don't forget.
The snowman in there.
Don't forget. Oh yeah, the snowman. The snowman is. If they started doing those on Amazon, I probably would.
100 quid for lateral water cooling is not good use of dollars.
No, it's probably not. See, Abcon Core have come in now with one similar as well. So LT Tronics High Performance, that is the Snowman. Even though it doesn't say so, that is the Snowman. Just with a slightly upgraded fan.
H100i Elite for me.
Yeah, that's what George has got actually in his PC. So that's basically the Snowman. A lot of these coolers now, they're essentially all the same. So 26 quid, 26.95 for that. I probably would end up going with the Vitro, just for the RGB. and also those blacked out bits and pieces. The mounting mechanism for the Snowman is a little bit hit or miss for some people. They don't like the clasp mounting, which I totally understand. JC says, how many of you are from Germany? 9. JC says Snowman 10.4 Mike. Got it. I do like the Snowman cooler, and certainly for the right price, I think if they drop that down to less than 20 quid on Amazon, I think that would be the go-to cooler. I really do. Ricardo says look for something from Deepcool. Kath, was it Deepcool that actually reached out to us? Or was, no, that was Aerocool, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Aerocool.
So the Deepcool Castle 360 is a bit of a classic. The Gamax 400. Actually, the Gamax 400, that is pretty decent, and that performed pretty much as well, if not better than the Evo 212.
Kenny D says there's a version of the Snowman on AliExpress without the clamp mounting.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. So yeah, the only thing which lets this down, I would say slightly, is the RGB. A lot of people ask me, Mike, how do I turn the RGB off? Now, the simple way on this particular one is literally the LEDs, you can snip them. Literally just cut them off. So if you don't like the RGBs, you can ditch them. You can't actually change them or do anything else with them. And once you've snipped them, obviously, that is kind of game over.
Lee Smith's going.
Thanks for watching, Lee. Don't forget to leave a like. God bless you. So, yeah, the Deepcool RGB, that's a pretty decent one as well. The Gamax 540, actually, I've not seen that one. That looks pretty decent. I'm not too sure about the blue fins, though. I know it's their colours and all that, but yeah, that does look pretty posh. Why don't they do that with a black fan? That would be much better. So AM4 and spring clips, so that's pretty good. I like the way that the fan is kind of combed inwards there.
Nolan Longman loves his Snowman cooler thanks to you testing.
Oh, cool, mate. Neil, I love the Snowman cooler as well. It was really good. And thanks to Bob for sending it to us. I think Bob sent it to us. I'm sure he did.
The Snowman?
Yeah.
No, I think you bought the Snowman.
Did I?
The original one, and then Bob sent the
Oh, yes, that's true. Yes. Sorry, Bob, giving you undue credit there.
But he deserves it.
He does.
Not undue, but he deserves credit.
Yeah. Abcon Core. Abcon Core, that's a funny old company as well. They do kind of rebadging of a lot of stuff. And they actually reached out to us and said, would you want to do some work with us? And it's like, yeah, okay. Don't see why not. And it all went a bit quiet. Mind you, global downturn and all that. So yeah, there's a lot of options there. There's a lot of options. So where are we? I need a window. I need a window. That one. That's
Do you ever sleep?
Do I ever sleep? Sometimes, periodically. I try not to. Or mostly in the mornings I sleep. I'm pretty bad at that. Where's the Arctic freezer? I'm going to put the Arctic... Where did I go? Freezer 34. Let's go with that. So that should take us just slightly over 300, I think. Yeah, 301. So that is kind of our baseline there. So memory-wise, memory is always a difficult one. It's probably going to have to be something like the Vengeance LPX, although for the sake of an extra £10, the RGB version's pretty nice. Actually, that's not a bad price. DDR4 3200, which is pretty much going to max out what the system can do.
Why not do an ITX build?
I would like to do an ITX build, but I don't actually have any ITX cases at the moment, other than the little air fryer, the InWin B1, which
I had terrible trouble trying to turn on yesterday.
not easy. Kath couldn't turn it on yesterday. She was having trouble finding the button. Thanks, Dory. So Corsair Vengeance RGB. Let's put Corsair Vengeance RGB in there just because, well, just because RGB. Actually, I don't know if I can. I don't know. I really don't. I would prefer V color, if I'm completely honest with you. Actually, what was that one earlier that somebody mentioned? The oh, what was it? The Waldo. Waldo, if you're still there, what was the RAM you said earlier? Can't remember what it was called.
That's what Ricardo said. Look for the RAM Waldo said.
Yeah, Clev. That's the badger. So Clev Bolt. It's like Hussein Bolt. So 8 gigs. Bet they're not going to list it, are they? Yeah, they haven't got a listing. I'm not going to go for 32 GBs because that's just way too much. And they haven't got prices for the other one, so yeah, we might have to look into that one. Okay, we tried.
T-Force have a nice RGB. Waldo says it's on Amazon.
Team Force. Let's try some Team Force Vulcan. See, Team Force Vulcan Z, that's still the same speed, but only a couple of quid cheaper than the Corsair. Vulcan Z, blah blah blah. I think we'll go with. Oh, sod it. Let's go with the Team Force Delta, just because I like the sound of it, and I've never used it. So we've got a RAM, storage. Oh god, storage. Let's go for 512 GBs. We've got Team GX2 SSD. No, I don't really want SSD. Oh, actually, M.2, M.2. I don't like it where it doesn't say on here what interface it is. Whether it's actually M.2. Yeah, that's fine. Chuck that in. That'll do. Whatever. Video card. Let's look at video cards just for the lols. And we'll sort by price. So, is there going to be anything in here we can find? This is going to be hilarious. So, let's. We're going down into. Normally, I'd spend around about 150 to 200 pounds on a graphics card for this. So let's see if anything exists which is even remotely sensible. And I suppose really we should change the memory. Did I go past memory already? Yeah, maybe I did. So
why are you going for RGB when you picked an RGB-less CPU cooler?
That is a good point. We may have to change that. Let's cap out. Oh, I don't want to go over 300. Let's 350 ish. So what are we going to get for? This is just ridiculous. See, I would be tempted just to go with a GT 1030, but then you might as well just use the onboard graphics really. So if we can't find a graphics card, we'll just stick with onboard graphics because it's just ridiculous. So what have we got? I've not seen anything yet which is even remotely resembling a graphics card. Like, seriously? Radeon HD 6990? Are you actually shitting me? Look at these prices. What the hell? A GT 1030 for 250 quid? Someone is smoking some serious stuff. What? There's more of them there. For 300 quid? Are you off of your mind? Hi, Stefan. Jesus, look at the prices of this. Like, a 1050 Ti for £322? £1,000? What the hell?
Get QNSLI on.
I would have to. Right, let's try Hot UK deals. Oh, and straight away we've got a GeForce RTX 3090 EK Waterblocks edition, 24 gig, only 2,600 quid. Absolutely insane. Ooh. Oh, geez, that's good. GameMax F15M gaming case down to 6251. with free postage and packing at CCL Online. I know we're not looking for a case yet, but I think we might be. Yeah, that for 62 quid, that's an absolute no-brainer. Is there any more graphics cards going to be in this list?
Ugly Bob said just wait till you get to the PC World prices.
Yeah, PC World is not going to be favourable, is it? See, that's misleading because the Corsair 4000D is a good case, but you don't get all those fans with it. The D is basically empty. So for 75 quid, even though it's nice, I don't think it would beat the value for money. Hey, that's pretty decent. Crucial Ballistics. Why didn't that show up on before? Ballistics RGB, 75 quid. That would have saved us a few pennies.
GTX 970 on CX.
Oh. Yeah, oh, that's not a bad shout. GTX 970. That's a great deal. MSI Meg B550 Tomahawk Wi-Fi for 122 quid.
Aiden says on eBay they have GTX 1080s for 105 used. Not sure if they're legit.
I wouldn't have thought so. I would like it if they would. TechShop24.com. Never bought from them before, but that is a good price. That is a good price. Patrick says in Canada, RAM price almost double what it was at the start of the year. Ours is creeping up, definitely. It's definitely creeping up. That is a good option. So actually, let's copy that. I'm pretty sure we can choose on here. Let's get rid of that. On the motherboard. Can we add motherboard? Choose a motherboard.
Patrick says in Canada RAM prices are almost double it was at the start of the year.
Yeah, I just
Your prices.
our prices aren't too bad with RAM. It definitely is on the increase.
Maybe check out the Metallic Gear Neo Cube at some point. They're a sub-brand of Fantex.
Oh, sod that. I can't be bothered to add that. Let's have a look. So this is basically where it all falls apart when it comes to the graphics card. No, that's not that one. Well, actually, they're pretty cheap. I wonder if they've got any graphics cards. Hunting for parts is never easy. Computer components.
Are you sure the RGB is working on that mobile?
Yes, definitely. 150%.
Is the price of thermal paste going up?
No, not yet. Thermal paste is staying pretty stable. Graphics cards. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a crap show as well. RX 550, 4 gig, 136. That's gone up a bit. That used to be around about 100. Not entirely obscene, but not a particularly powerful card. Oh my days. £1,000 for 8 gig Quadro. The world has gone mad.
£95 at CEX. And by user benchmark, not that much down on a 970 at 160.
Yeah, that's actually good. GTX 970 at CEX, that's pretty decent. Yeah, 780, sorry, did I not say that? Yeah, GTX 780. I used to have one of them. They're a decent card. These prices are just insane. It really does put you off actually buying, like...
Looks like a used value deal.
That isn't hideous, but it is. So the RX 588 gig for just over 250 quid. Oh, availability out of stock. Damn it. So, ain't gonna happen. I think the GPU is kind of, we're gonna have to give up. Graphics card. So what have we got? I don't think we're gonna have much here because mostly it's just graphics cards that are built into laptops. Hot UK deals is good for some things, but not all. 70, that would have been good.
Not good, they banned me.
Yeah, they banned CAF, the bastards. 620 quid for an RTX 3060 gaming trio is horrendous. But, better than the 900 quid that someone else quoted earlier.
What about the Ions KZ10 for the case?
The KZ10, that's not a bad shout. 400 quid for an RTX 2060, that is just taking the piss. Sorry. I shouldn't use cuss words, but really.
Where's your MSI Aero GT 1030 gone, Mike?
I've still got that. That is potentially going into the budget build, which probably won't be a budget build by the time I put that graphics card in there. Ooh, that would have been not too bad. Although I cannot spend this sort of money on a crap graphics card. It's just ridiculous. Like nearly £300 for a 1660 Super. It's just madness. Absolutely insanity. Like RTX 3060 Twin Edge for 400 quid. Okay, it's not a great price. Let's be real with ourselves here. But that is acceptable considering the difference in that between the 580 for like 300 quid. Right, graphics card's going to be out of the question. So let's have some sex. CX. And let's have a look at GTX 780. So this is kind of more sensible. Obviously a GTX 780 3 gig for 95 quid is going to be night and day against a GT 1030. It is going to use absolute ton more power. And actually going for the TI version might be beneficial on that. For the extra £10. That is potentially an option. Or like Matthew said earlier, the good old 970. Oh, I don't know though, 160 quid, Jesus. Oof. Yeah, 160 quid, that is a bit much. What else is there? 1060. 240. 195 for a 3 gig model is just insanity. So 1050 isn't going to be any better, is it? No, this is worse if anything. Ooh. Dear Lord. Any good deals on that? Nope. So RX 560? No. 570? Oof, blimey, not getting any better. Oh, I pressed the wrong button, haven't I? That's better.
23, mind.
So an RX 564 gig for 110. Oh, out of stock online. Damn it. Oh, it's just not good.
Just do in stock load high.
Where is it in stock? Where is in stock? Graphics card in stock. So, oh god, Yeah, that's not getting much better. Price low to high. 460 Fermi cards. Wow.
MATX 660, 50 quid.
A 730 actually isn't that bad for 32 quid. No, let's be real. 660, that's not bad. 50 quid, yeah, pretty good. 760 for 80s, not brilliant, but okay. 95, what else are we looking for? 970. Yeah, it's not getting, bloody hell. 730 quid, someone's smoking something somewhere. So there's not a great deal in stock. So really it comes down to pretty much, I think realistically, value for money wise, it's got to be the 730. 780 rather. But that is an old card, and for 100 quid, that is a lot of money. I'd almost be tempted for the 760, although 2 gigs, that's going to be limiting.
Matthew Day says the 780 is definitely the highlight.
Yeah, the 780 is looking to be it. I'm clicking. Don't I? 95 quid for a GTX 730, 83 gig. Oh, it might be actually good to compare that against the GT 1030 new at a similar sort of price. Let's see. GTX 780 3GB versus GT 1030 2GB. GPU boss. Let's try GPU boss. Yeah, whatever. So it's not a huge difference technically.
660 should beat the 1030.
So what we got here? GTS. No, not. Oh, that's because they've not tested it really, have they?
The Alien Breed's got a 780 if you're interested.
How much do you want for it? Alien Breed? Kenny D says 780 is definitely the best card you could get. Yeah, it is. 660 should beat the 1030. The 660 and the 660 Ti were actually pretty decent. And I think 660's still got some limited support, if I remember. See if we can find someone who's actually.
This is a horror PC.
It is horrific. It's actually making me twitch. I'm gonna have to have a sedative or something. I don't like user benchmark, but
Natural, of course.
Look at that. They're compared. 58. So, oh yeah, there you go. There's your benchmarks. Yeah, I think that is 728% faster. Yeah, I think it does everything better.
£50 plus P&P.
Ooh, that sounds like we might have a deal there.
Discord.
Alien Breed, get over onto Discord. Take my money. Whew. It's horrendous, that, isn't it? Right, I'm going to stop looking at those cards because this is making me feel sick to my stomach. It really is.
User benchmark is a joke.
It is a joke, but for this particular thing, actually, user benchmark is a joke for CPUs, but for GPUs, actually, the results are relatively accurate.
That's the TI version, not the regular.
It's just that's foreplay now, isn't it? Teasing me. I've selected. Yeah, good point. Well done. Good point. Well made.
The Alien Breed, it runs Cyberpunk at 12 frames per second at 1080.
Bloody hell.
Glenn's got a 1060
Oh,
gig card.
they're just throwing cars. Right, we'll have to have some discussions on. Oh god, yeah, speed rank. So yeah, it's 252% faster for the standard version. So yeah, that is going to be the better version. And if it was like with the original OG cooler, that would look awesome. Anyway, that's enough of that. So we'll the graphics card we'll leave to one side for now. Choose a case. We're going to have to put it into something cheap and cheerful to make up for the amount I'm going to get absolutely raped on the price for the graphics card. So we're going to have to go with a KZ10. Oh, I bet they don't do one here. Actually, don't, do they? Actually, I wonder if GameMax. F50, yeah, that's the one. To hell with the expense. We've got some RGB. We'll have to ditch the freezer. Power supply. Clearly, we all know what power supply I'm going to use. Aerocool integrator, 500 watt bronze. Actually, 500 watt, would that be enough for 780? Ooh.
Where are you going, Mike? Cheap and crappy? Come on, get real.
Yeah. I can't really spend much more than that on a power supply. Let's have a look. So 500 watts. Modular. Actually, the EVGA BQ. 50 quid. No, the Seasonic S12. That's the one. 40 quid. Happy days. So I think that is it. Don't need an optical drive, don't need an operating system. Obviously premiumcdkeys.com.
What is the performance difference between Intel integrated graphics and the GTX 1030? That is a good question. I think the integrated GPU on the 11400 is only the 730, not the 750, and the 750 isn't as good as the Vega 8. So it's not great. Not brilliant, and the GT 1030 is slightly better than the Vega 11. So I think the onboard graphics, although it will get you up and running, isn't particularly good. But for the sake of like £10 between it, it's handy for fault finding and that kind of stuff. So what do we come out with? 442. I've missed something clearly. Graphics
card. Oh, motherboard. Duh. Because I didn't add the other one, did I? So let's add something for 120 quid, because it'll be the Tomahawk anyway, I expect. So let's add in the... let's put a Steel Legend in just for cracks, because it's got a load of RGB on it as well.
Need to add a 3.5-inch floppy drive.
Floppy drive and a CD-ROM drive, need that as well. So 572 quid, plus whatever on the graphics card, so possibly anywhere between 50 and 100, so still 700 quid roughly, and still not getting absolutely stellar performance. James Miscellaneous says BQ, bad quality, also short for barbecue. It is kind of, yeah, it's probably the worst possible combination of letters they could have used. So I think realistically that is pretty much all we can do there. So it comes down to really, let's go back to the normal camera. So it comes down to really what you lot think. Do you think that Intel build should be a thing? I'm still on the fence about it really. The Ryzen 5 3600 is a great processor, and the 11400 is slightly better than it in terms of performance and generally in price. Obviously we lose out any real kind of overclocking headroom, so there is that into the mix also, but we do add some things which are preferable, such as the quick sync for video editing, which is going to be a very, very limited use case scenario. I completely understand.
Should we forget the computer and just get a new cat?
Yeah. Kath says we should forget the computer altogether and just buy a new cat. What do you think?
Yeah.
Cat number 4. Waldo says if you have the money, then Ryzen 5 3600. James Miscellaneous says Intel and AMD should not be a thing in this climate. Let them all sit on the shelves, I say. F them. To be honest with you, the potential kind of... I'm actually with James on this. That is why it just pains me so much. And I'm kind of looking at you guys for guidance because I genuinely don't know if it's worth it.
Cat with an RGB collar.
RGB cat collared cat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Kath's... I'm going to have to give Kath a sedative now. JC says, a little tip, don't drink coffee on empty stomach. That is always a good one. Yeah, and don't have donuts with it as well.
Oh, I love my first coffee.
John Sullivan, I'm interested in the 10400F. It should be a consideration, but anything else on Intel's 11th gen lineup is a bit disappointing. I agree. Irie Wolfman says that 100 to 300 GPUs are mostly faulty on eBay. Yeah. John Sullivan says it is a downgrade actually. Yeah, I think the 11400 is the only thing at the moment in the entire PC industry which has a little bit of interest, which is a sad sign for the industry at the moment. It really is. John J says that 1060 3 gig I was given for nothing. It's starting to look good. Definitely. AliExpress GPU, if one arrives. I ordered one from AliExpress and never turned up. I think
Glenn that ordered one as well.
I think Glenn did as well, possibly.
Did his ever turn up?
Right. Oh god, that went down the wrong way. So I think I'm no closer at all to working out what the hell I'm going to do. So I'm going to sleep on it, and I suggest you lot do. And bearing in mind it is now 11:30 here in the United Kingdom, I think it's probably best we end things where they are right now. So thank you all for joining us tonight for the return stream. I'll be doing that budget build this week, definitely. It will be a thing, so stay tuned for your notifications. And actually, if you haven't already, make sure you click on the notifications bell and all notifications, because otherwise you just won't see the videos. Kickstarter says, goodbye, Michael. Take care, much love. Bless you. Yes, have a good evening, what is left of it. For us in the UK, probably about 25 minutes left until it is Monday, and we have to go back into whatever it is we're generally doing these days, working. I'm not even sure what video is being released tomorrow.
No, we haven't.
Haven't worked out yet. We'll have to work that out before we go to bed.
But if you get in quick, you'll get there before Ugly Bob, because we haven't done it on Patreon.
Oh, yes, true, yeah. That is good. So, thank you all for joining us tonight on the stream. Sorry there's been a slight hiatus in them for those of you that have been waiting, wondering what's going on. But hopefully we're back and things will be back to normal. Although potentially Saturday and Sunday next week, things might be going on. So, we'll see what happens there. It might be a slightly truncated show or stream, whatever. Thank you all for your super chats. Thank you all for smashing the like button, because I know you have done already before you leave. And yeah, everyone should be going to sleep. So thank you all for watching again, as always. But in the meantime, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next stream. Thanks for watching.